Hey everyone, welcome to A Mother's Intuition. I'm your host, Nicole, otherwise known as the Psychic Mom. And I'm excited. It's the very beginning of April. Spring has sprung. Everything's turning green. Looks fantastic. And everything is good in my world. I hope it's good in yours as well. Today, I want to talk a little bit about premonition versus precognition. So there is a difference, subtle difference, and oftentimes we can confuse the two. So I wanted to clear up the differences and just talk a little bit about that. So the topic came up for me this week because I was catching up with an old friend and we were just discussing all things psychic and mediumship, and she had mentioned some of the experiences that she had and was talking about premonition that she had. But it actually was a precognition. And the difference is that for a premonition, that's primarily a feeling that you have that something is going to happen. Usually it's something that's negative, but not all the time. Sometimes it can be super joyous. You can be super excited. Premonition, you feel something's happening. I feel it. I often actually get joyful premonitions. Like I know something's coming up. I'm excited, I'm happy about it. But other people have premonitions for, not so great things. And you may feel, I'm not sure, I'm not feeling good, something's coming up. That's a premonition. Precognition is more of a knowingness about an event in the future. So you could experience that clairvoyantly where you see actual images, or you could experience it claircognizantly where you just know this and this is going to happen. So that's the subtle difference there. One is more of a feeling. The other is more of a knowingness. And these feelings can happen in your waking life, or they can happen in your dream state. A lot of people will have these precognitive dreams where they have a dream about something that's going to be happening and they don't realize it until, of course, later when it happens. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I had this dream and it came true. Well, that was a precognitive dream. So why do these things happen? I personally think there's a few reasons. One, I think that those on the other side are trying to alert us or warn us about an event coming up, not to prevent it from happening, although they may want us to step in and do something to change the potential outcome. But also it can be just to what's the word I want to use? To comfort us or prepare, really, that's the word, to prepare us for something that's going to happen. Because these feelings, these precognitive visions and even premonitions, they're strong and they're different from what we imagine. They come on and you feel like this is really going to happen. You're like sure of it, right? In the waking state, in the dream state, obviously not, but in the waking state, when we have these feelings, it can be really strong. We can be really impacted by it emotionally. And the event that's going to happen, for example, I'm trying to think of something that would be happy, but all I can think of is, you have a premonition or precognitive thought about someone passing, because this happens often. That can be you can feel pretty fearful about it, and it can be pretty intense. What you could do in that situation is reach out to the person, make sure they're okay. Hey, how are you feeling? Oh, you're not feeling well? Oh, okay, well then let's do this, right? Or if you don't reach out, and I don't feel like this is, hey, if you have this happen, you need to do this. Sometimes you don't need to get involved, but if you feel like you do, then you should. But other times it can happen to just prepare us emotionally for what's about to happen. And then if the person passes, it wasn't such a shock. I hate to say that, but there was a little bit of knowingness there and you won't be as shocked. And that can be a little of an ease on your soul about this whole experience. So I think those are possible reasons why. I also think that it sometimes is more validation for for these psychic abilities or these things that happen to us that a lot of people still deny. So it could be that, you know, your spirit team and your loved ones over there are trying to get your attention to say, hey, you know, it's time to start doing some more research and digging into this. You can, you know, don't you want to know for sure there's life after death? And this can just be a way for them to be knocking on your door to get you to research some more and learn about all this stuff and tap into your own abilities. Perhaps you have more intuition than you know, and your loved ones on the other side are like, come on, let's go already. So they'll drop in these experiences to kind of shake us up a bit and hope that we'll take more steps to learn more about it. What I don't believe that these experiences were meant for was to scare us. I just know that. Like your spirit team, your loved ones over there, they don't want to scare you. They don't. But a lot of people do get really spooked. I get totally spooked about it. Like, oh, why? Why did this happen? And some of the experiences are even basic things. They don't have to be super terrible things. You could have a dream about your car breaking down. Well, if you do, and it feels super deja vu-y or precognitive, then get your car checked. Do something to change the outcome of what could happen. So that's what I think these are about. And I hope that if you're experiencing any of this, that you know, will check into yourself, and maybe you are psychic. But we all have intuition. We all have intuition. So you could look into that a little bit more if you want to, and make some steps, make some changes in whatever the situation is that you need to, or just think about it and how it might affect you and prepare yourself for the emotions if something like that is going to happen. Okay, so I think we have a caller. Yes, Joanna.
Yes.
Hi, Joanna. I have this. Most of you can't see because you're listening on the radio, but I got this super cool vintage phone from my mother, and it doesn't quite work, but I thought it would be fun to answer the call today with my vintage phone that I love so much. Thanks, Mom. So, Joanna from North Carolina, what can I do for you tonight?
Well, I wanted to know if there were any messages for me. And I really had a question about past lives and what you see coming for me soon.
A question about past lives, or is that what you said?
Just,
from loved ones. I can do that for sure. I don't really look into past lives much. It's just not something that people ask me that much about. But let me look into spirit and see if anyone wants to come through for you. And then if you have any other questions at the end, but just give me a moment to tap in and see who we got for you tonight. All right. Okay. So I definitely have a male here, Joanna. Let me get a little closer to him, see what I can pick up from. Okay. Okay. So this guy he's got dark hair, and it's cut pretty trim, pretty short and neat. The hair is something. It's very neat hair, dark and neat, and it frames his face in a certain way. This is hard for me to explain, but and I feel like his face was wider but angular. Okay. Let's see here. And I feel like his skin was fair. Okay. I feel like I'm seeing him at the age of, this doesn't look very old. Definitely adulthood, but not old. However, some spirits come through showing themselves at an age where they enjoyed their life most. So let me hang on. Let me first ask you, though, if you know someone who's passed that fits this physical description who would have been maybe late 20s, early 30s.
Mm, my daughter's father. He was 28 when he passed away.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay. So let me pull him a little closer and see what else I can tell you about him before we get to the message. Okay. I can tell that he was more of a soft-spoken person. He was not someone who was loud and outgoing, and he was more demure. I do feel like he had some challenges with his own emotions. Okay. And this stemmed from anxiety that he carried with him as a child as well. Okay. All right. Let me see, Joanna. Okay. He does want me to mention his mother.
Oh.
And I know that he was close with her. Okay. And is your daughter, was she named after someone? Or her middle name?
Yeah. Yeah, she was named partially after him, and the name I came up with said that she has my family's middle name.
Okay. Yeah, so he's mentioning that to me. He doesn't want you to cry. He does not like to see you crying. He would be holding you in his arms right now. Okay. Lot of love coming to you. He does want me to talk about that he did have some challenges with his emotions. Okay. Can you understand that?
I do.
Okay. And he wants you to know that there's nothing that anyone could have done to change his, the way that he was. He's telling me that this was just the way that I was. There's nothing that anybody could have done. Okay. And he's showing me holding, I believe this would be your daughter's hand, and going for walks. Okay. And I feel like there's a specific sidewalk, because I can see it. I can see a cement sidewalk. Okay.
Yeah, they used to walk through the park a lot.
Yeah,
that was right down the house. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like he's probably taking me a little bit on a journey and showing me that. And okay. And he's telling me lovely things about your daughter. And he's saying, he's telling me too, she's like a crystal. She shines and she's multifaceted. And I mean, he just loves her, just loves and adores her. And I know you know that already. Um, but I want to share what I'm seeing in my mind. And I love that he's relating it to crystals because I love crystals and he's showing me like this is how much I love her. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if this was a conversation that you had, if you had a chance to have this conversation or not. And I'm going to have to say what he's telling me. He doesn't want you to be alone. Okay. And if there is a time that comes that you feel like you are ready to move on, let's say, he is okay with this. He does not want you to be alone. And he gives me this sense that you're also a very loving person and you need love in your life. You need to feel loved. And you have it in your head that you like, this is it, like you can't, it's over. And he wants you to know, he wants you to have love in your life. Okay. He wants you to have happiness. He wants you to have love. He wants you to have partnership. And
yeah, the phone cut out. I didn't hear the message.
Oh, okay. He was saying that he wants you to have love in your life. He doesn't want you to be alone. Okay. He would have no issue with you. Yeah, I hate to use the words moving on. It's not ever moving on. But if you ever found love again, he wants that for you. He wants you to feel loved. He wants you to experience love. I know that he was a super gentle guy. I can feel his tenderness is the word that I want to use when it comes to emotions. And he doesn't want you to not have anything because he's no longer around. Okay. There's more though. Hang on here. Okay. Are you responsible for or taking care of your mom or someone else?
That's kind of a touchy subject, but no, I'm estranged from my mother, but she needs care.
Okay, that's where we're going. Okay, let me see what he wants to say about this. Yeah, okay, so he is giving me this sense that in the past, she has been a drain on you before. So this has come up before in your past with her needing you for something. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay. So what he's saying to me is you do not have to rush into making any decisions about this. Okay. That you take the time that you need to figure out what you want to do. There's a lot of hurt there. There's a lot of mistrust. And he is not going to tell you what to do. And this is funny because he's telling me she's not the kind of woman I could have told what to do. And I'm not going to do that now, as I wouldn't have done uh, when he was with you. Um, and also, like, he would have, if he were still around, he would have, not rushed you into anything. So he doesn't want you to rush into making any decisions about this because you have to be 100% in with your decision. Okay. Um, and then let me see here. Do you have a sister? You have a sister? I feel like there's another option for her care. Can you understand another option? Oh, did I lose her? Joanna, are you there?
Yeah, the phone. Yeah, the phone keeps cutting out. I didn't hear anything after he said don't rush.
Okay, so I asked if you had a sister because I feel like he's showing me that there's another option for her care, and it's a woman.
Yeah, I have a sister, but she doesn't have anything to do with her either.
Okay. Okay. I do feel like he's saying that she may be. Okay, if it's not the sister, there's another woman that would be an option. I don't know if it's a caregiver. Just be open maybe to exploring. I feel like I want to say no to the sister, me, but I feel strongly that he's pushing me to say that there's another option, and it feels like a woman, and I do feel like it's a relative. Okay. So just explore that. Don't rush into any decisions. All right. And then I feel like he's showing me shoes. Did he leave his shoes by the door or?
No, that's me. I have a shoe collection. And they're packed up by the door.
Okay. Well, he is showing me that again. They'll show any kind of evidence for you that you'll relate to. Okay, and I do feel like he's warning you that these are a hazard. These shoes about hazard, and you got to be careful.
Yes, a hazard to my wallet. Yeah.
I can understand that. Okay. So let me see if he's got anything else to say. I mean, an absolute outpouring of love and thanking and so much gratefulness to you for loving him and for giving him the most amazing daughter. And he wants to assure you that he is around both of you. Does your daughter, I feel like he's showing me, does she have longer hair and it's kind of messy?
My daughter?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He's showing me that he will play with her hair. Okay. So if you ever see her weirdly playing with her hair, or touching her head or something, you might know that it's him. Okay. All right. So sending you so much love and gratefulness, and he wants you to be happy. He wants you to find happiness and know that he will be with you always. There is no separation. He will be with you always and always with your daughter. What a lovely guy. He was very nice. So I'm sorry for your loss, Joanna. I'm going to thank him for coming and thank you for calling in tonight. I hope you have some peace in your heart, knowing that he is around you and knows what's happening in your life and trying to support you the best he can from the other side.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you, Joanna. It was a pleasure to meet you. And I hope you'll take a look at my Facebook page. I do some free live readings there sometimes, and also on A1R Psychic Radio Fans. We've got all our hosts on there, and we post fun stuff in that group for our fans. So thank you, and thanks to everyone for listening tonight. I hope to see you next week again at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your week and weekend.